Hi there, everybody. It's Nate Eaton here with EastIdahoNews.com. We have an update about Chad Daybell's property, or I guess I should say his former property in Fremont County. As of Friday, the Friday before Labor Day, his attorney, John Pryor, no longer owns the lot in Salem. It is now owned by a nonprofit called S.J. Healing Crossroads. This is a nonprofit that was recently created by a local couple. They asked to remain anonymous. I spoke with them at length this week about their plans for the property, for the lot, and they are getting things going. Now, recall that back in 2021, after Chad Daybell was arrested, his attorney, John Pryor, took ownership of the property. That's obviously to ensure that he'll get paid for his services. Once the guilty verdict came down the beginning of June, and once his client was sentenced, John Pryor's client, Chad Daybell, was sentenced to the death penalty. John Pryor listed the lot, asked for $350,000, and this local couple wanted to be sure that the right thing was done with that piece of land where such a horrific tragedy occurred. Chad Daybell's wife, Tammy Daybell, was killed inside the home. Vallow and Tylee Ryan were found buried outside on the property, and it just has a horrible, horrific scene of a horrific crime. And so this couple went through the home, they made an offer, it was accepted, and all of the final paperwork was done just days ago. Now, the couple tells me that the first thing they plan to do with that lot is tear down the home and tear down the outbuildings, basically level everything. And they're going to need help fundraising for that to make that happen, as it can be expensive. Or if they need help with funds, but also volunteers that might have access to equipment that might be able to assist in leveling those buildings and that home. For now, there's no trespassing signs that have been put up. They want people to stay off the lot. And then once those buildings are down, they're not really sure. They're working on it. They're working with the families of the victims to hear their input. They want it to be a respectful, peaceful place, a place of healing, they say. It's not like going to be some park with swings and slides. Rather, it might just be a small memorial, something. They're not sure yet, they tell me. And it's something that will take some time to put together. They just wanted to be sure that the right thing happened there. Sometimes sites of crimes can turn into tourist attractions, or even in some cases an Airbnb, which they did not want to see happen. So they now own the lot, and they will be posting updates and letting the community get involved. If you want to help, we'll put a link down to their website. You can check it out. It just got started, and they repeatedly told me they're learning, they're growing. This is all something that's new to them, but they were touched by this story. They followed the case, and they wanted to be sure that the right thing was done. So that's the latest on the property. Chad Daybell's children moved out within the past few weeks. They no longer live there. They no longer have access to the home. And as I said, there's no trespassing signs that are up on the house, so that they don't want the public going through it. But this is all transpired over the past few days. Again, the couple really wants to remain anonymous. They don't want to be out in the public. I did speak with them. As I said, I have confirmed that it is them who bought the property, and they plan to see where this goes. And of course, we'll continue to follow it, and you can read all about the latest developments on EastIdahoNews.com. This comes as Chad Daybell's attorneys, his new attorneys, 3 appellate attorneys, were in court in Fremont County last week, arguing that they need more time to finish their first step in they're asking the judge for relief, basically to vacate the sentence, or they're going to go through the entire transcript of the trial, all of the evidence, all of the discovery, and try to find reasons why the case should be looked at again or tried again. And that will be up to Judge Boyce to decide if that happens. That hearing was just for more time to get it done, and then we'll see what happens with that. So Boyce will now work with the Idaho Supreme Court to see if that request can be granted. That is the latest. I'm Nate Eaton. We'll continue to follow it as we have from day one. Appreciate you following along. Nate Eaton here, reporting with EastIdahoNews.com.